Well, the Reserve Bank is set to make its November cash rate decision in about an hour's time. Let's bring in Ed Boyd now, our business reporter. He's outside the bank's headquarters in Martin Place. Ed, the cash rate, as we know, is expected to stay on hold today, but there could be a chance that it rises before 2024.
Well, that's right, Ash. That's the big question. When will the cash rate eventually start to rise? And the Reserve Bank, in its language all year, have been saying 2024 is that time period, so quite a few years away. However, over the last couple of months, Australia's economic situation has improved, and now some of the major banks are predicting a rate rise as early as next year. Commonwealth Bank believe the cash rate is going to be increased in November 2022, and Westpac see it going up in February 2023, so much closer than what the Reserve Bank has been talking about. So today, the cash rate is going to stay on hold at 0.1% at the record low. That will be an 11th straight meeting in a row where the Reserve Bank board will keep the cash rate on hold, so we're expecting that to happen. But also we're expecting to read through their statement from the Governor, Philip Lowe, and his language around when the cash rate may rise again. And it's been 2024 all year, but just last week, the inflation, that's the figure the bank watches very closely. That's now within their target range of 2 to 3%. Inflation's currently at 2.1%. So it's up in that level. The Governor has said he'd like to see it at that level for at least 3 quarters in a row. And that sort of implies by June next year, the inflation numbers in June 2022, they'll be the critical numbers that the Reserve Bank will watch. So we could very well see interest rates rising this time next year, Ash.
And we're also expecting, aren't we, Ed, to see updated economic forecasts from the RBA today?
Exactly. Look, these forecasts, they last put out their forecasts in August. They're putting out some new economic forecasts on Friday. And one of the big things that's going to change is that inflation number. As we just said, it's now at 2.1%. If we have a quick look at their forecasts for December 2022, so December next year, you can see there that the RBA have inflation down at 1.75%. It's already at 2.1%, so that figure obviously needs to change. And just as an example of Westpac's economist Bill Evans, he has inflation much higher than that for December 2022. The Reserve Bank next year, they have in GDP at 4.25%. Bill Evans has GDP growth at 7.4%, so substantially higher than the Reserve Bank as well. The RBA have got unemployment next year at 4.25%. Our unemployment rate is already at 4.6% and it's likely to continue falling. So I imagine the RBA are going to tweak that figure as well, along with the wage price index. So there's a lot of things that the RBA are going to be looking at and discussing right now inside the head office just behind me. Their cash rate decisions coming out at 2:30, but it's going to be the language that we're really interested in and their views on the economy and how quickly our economic growth is going to grow over the next 12 months. Ash?
We'll be watching Ed Boyd. Appreciate the update.